In the ever-evolving ecosystem that is YouTube, many communities have developed and thrived over the years. One such group was the atheist community, where many of the old figureheads have now moved on in one form or another. There are still a few outliers who are fighting the good fight, whether they swapped from one side to the other of the religious debate, or they've continued trying to scam people. They survive. Now, the people we talk about, they might not be mainstream, they might not be well known, but they're sticklers. These people have stuck out in whatever community they've made their home, whether we're talking about Jason Genova in the fitness community, Wings of Redemption in the COD community, or Darkside Phil in the gaming community. These people keep on trying. And with that, I'd like to introduce the subject of this video. Let's talk about Brett Keane. Brett Keane is a talented man. He's a musician.
What kind of father sits and watches his children get molested, sodomized and raped? What kind of father allows his children to starve to death?
An author. He was both an atheist and a Christian scholar. There's nothing this man can't do. If you keep it between us, I think he's working on a boxing career next. But that's enough preamble. That's enough building the legend up. Let's get into the video and talk a bit about Brett Keane and where he started. Brett has been on the internet for a long time, and I mean a fucking long time. He was respected kind of on an atheist internet forum back in 2005 called Atheism FM, if I'm not mistaken. That was, of course, until it was found out that Brett had been plagiarizing other people's essays, and he was kind of hounded out of the forum because of it. He was a semi-popular YouTube atheist up until about 2007, until he released someone's docs, basically. This guy's address, and he lost his channel because of it. He was also caught plagiarizing again, to no one's surprise. When he was confronted about it, he lied and tried to hide all the evidence he could. Since that happened, he's come back on YouTube a lot. He's come back on so many different accounts. My favorite name for his accounts, by the way, was the Stallion. Brett the Stallion. That doesn't look like a stallion, I don't know what does. Ooh. He's lost just over 30 channels at this point, and he's become quite notorious for e-begging, as well as quitting every other week to try get sympathy. Unfortunately, I've not really been able to find many archives of his videos. This is mainly because he DMCAs anybody who puts up archives of his videos. So I'm going to have to make do with a small amount of clips that I have to try show you and give you an idea of who Mr. Keane is.
My beautiful wife, she made me a fantastic bowl of chili. No cheese.
Wore out because I'm taking my morning walk, getting me some exercise. Ooh, goodness gracious, this walking can be rough.
My name is Brett Keane. I'm the next stage of evolution. Every word I spit causes revolution. Look into my eyes, I'm the intelligent design. I'm like Hitler's Holocaust, I'm like Stalin's rhyme. Situation.
Like I said, I don't really have a lot of his videos, but it'd kind of be pointless to show you anyway because he doesn't have any real charisma or personality. So it ends up just being generic atheism videos that might as well have been read by a text-to-speech bot. In fact, the only thing Brett actually has that makes his videos unique are his idioms and his strange pronunciation of certain words. I mean, I'm no one to talk. I mess up words all the time. But I don't make up my own words. Specifically, Brett likes to use the word individual and situation. He uses them almost constantly. Oh, some interesting words that he uses. And I must stress, words would be contradict and insultive. Now, I might not be a scholar like Brett is, but I had a look in the dictionary and I couldn't find contradict or insultive anywhere. But we all know the stallion is a wordsmith. He's an intellectual powerhouse. And I'm sure he creates his own words just like Shakespeare. Actually, since we're on the subject of Shakespeare and the stallion's Shakespearean talents, I would be remiss if I did not share with you his magnum opus, Brett's masterpiece, Eternal Undying Love. This book is my life. I love it. And it's only the first in a triptych of art. You know, you've got certain albums which are triptychs, like Manson's triptych. Now this is Brett Keane's triptych. Perfect. Perfection. Now I'm sure we're all more than eager to get into Eternal Undying Love. And of course, Eternal Undying Love 2, The Second Coming. Spicy. And of course, Eternal Undying Love 3, Serpents in the Cradle. But that's not... I don't think that sounds like an erotica. Or if it does, it's not the kind of erotica I'm interested in reading, Brett. Brett might be, though. We'll get to that. I'd like to share with you a reading of the book's description, as it is on Goodreads. In the small town of Quiet Meadows, a gateway to hell has opened. The rise of an Antichrist takes place as the demon army tries to take control of the world. Can Detective Stalker and his rookie partner, Dorn, save the human race from the inevitable? Discover the planet of Gothica, a world inhabited by vampires. Read about the war between angels and demons for supreme control of Earth. This book will take you into hell and back. The book incorporates vampires, demons, and many other mythological creatures. Book by Brett Keane, also at Amazon.com. All the books, for some reason, have bad ratings. About it being poorly written, I don't know. I don't know myself. But knowing the hate around Brett is probably nonsense. It's a lie. It's a lie. I was so enthralled by the description, I knew I had to read the book myself. So I found a PDF for it on the internet. They're awful. They're filled with like spelling and grammatical mistakes. I'm dyslexic, and I noticed the spelling and grammatical mistakes. It made it difficult to read. Like, on another level, I hated reading John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men because of his certain use of words. But I can appreciate that it's actually a well-written book. I found it difficult to read, but I can appreciate that it was actually written fine. It was written well enough. Brett isn't very good. His writing is legitimately awful, and it gives me a headache to try read it. I managed to force myself to read the first book. I'm not reading the other two. It hurts me too much. I'm not reading them. If you are morbidly curious about the book, you can read the first 12 pages on Amazon. It's up to you. I wouldn't. The books were published through Lulu, and Brett is very proud of telling people that he is a published author, despite the fact that they are self-published. Whatever. Unfortunately, Brett seemed to have started the YouTube trend of publishing your own books through Lulu. So, thanks for that, Brett. Now, unfortunately for us, this story isn't all bad books and shitty YouTube videos. We need to get into a darker subject. Spousal abuse. Brett is married to a woman called Dawn who filed domestic abuse charges against him quite a while back. Somebody found the court documents filed in the Missouri Public Records and posted them online. In response, Brett makes several videos trying to explain away these charges, giving different stories, each contradicting each other in one way or another, until he eventually settled on the current story. Dawn's stepmother manipulated Dawn into filing these charges against him. No one really believes Brett, because he's known as a liar by this point, and so the community brands him a wife-beater. Brett, being the genius that he is, the scholar, the Jimmy Neutron that he is, has a brain blast, and he goes for the sympathy votes. So Brett, in a stroke of genius, releases the perfect poem, Erase My Innocence, about his dead mother. Because how else are you gonna get them sympathy votes? Well, the poem isn't Brett's. The poem was originally called Dad, and it was written by a woman called Judy Burnett. Obviously, about her dead father. Yeah, it's pretty scummy to take someone else's poem, change a couple words, and say, "See guys, you should feel sorry for me." But that's the Brett Keane way. He posted his original poem in a video where he's got a black and white filter on, and he just kind of pouts at the camera for a bit while some music plays in the background. He was, of course, promptly called out and called a plagiarist again. Oh, Brett, you never cease to amaze us. To this day, if anyone posts his court records or any of the videos of him trying to explain himself away, you get DMCA'd or flagged. Brett has resorted to denying these charges ever existed in their entirety. His stories always change. He's just a liar. Brett has now made a career of inserting himself into other people's drama on YouTube. Basically, any chance he gets to increase his notoriety and get more views, he goes for it. He then begs his new viewers for donations and to buy him stuff for his family on his Amazon wish list. His sob stories always used to involve Christian trolls, but since he became a gourd believer, it's atheist trolls. Despite his constant trolling, Brett has put his phone number out in public, on his own videos. He then starts recording people calling him, so that he can put them on his YouTube videos for more sympathy, hoping to get money. I can just imagine Brett sitting by the phone, hearing it ring and people just calling him an idiot, thinking, oh boys, we're gonna get some money now. Of course, this rarely works because no one believes Brett, and everyone just sees him as an e-begging snake. He's had a long-standing feud with TJ Kirk, the amazing atheist. This all started basically because Brett wanted money. He was very friendly with the amazing atheist when the amazing atheist was first starting out, but pretty much as soon as he got bigger than Brett started crying about it and decided that TJ was his arch nemesis and it was behind all the negativity directed at him. It didn't seem to occur to Brett that the people were probably mocking him because of all of his lies and erratic behaviour. He became more widely known thanks to The Drunken Peasant, which does have the amazing atheist in it. Because of course, why wouldn't you feature someone who is constantly going after you? Brett actually went on The Drunken Peasant several times, and you get some more interesting tidbits and clips of him. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find the one clip that I wanted. And it's an old clip from when Brett came on the show. And Scotty, TJ's younger brother, asks him, "Brett, is it true that you beat your girlfriend?" And Brett, in a big brain move, replies with, "She's my wife." And that was it. I just remember this. I remember it years and years later, because I was like 16 when I first saw that. And it's just one of those running jokes now between me and my friends. It's wonderful. Brett really gives to everybody. Him appearing on the Drunken Peasant podcast kind of started a renaissance for Brett. He was suddenly more relevant than he'd been in years. But then again, he was quickly forgotten, and as other more interesting people came up, all he really gained were a couple of extra trolls. And now, I think it's time we look at more recent event. And be warned, this stuff gets much stranger and quite a bit darker. Brett has 2 children. I can't remember their ages because I don't really care. But his son's ex-girlfriend did an AMA on a drunken peasants Facebook group where she revealed a lot of information about the family dynamic and their current situation. Lord of Cringe 7206 posted the AMA on the Kiwi Farms, and he said, back in September, a woman claiming to be the ex-fiancée of Brett's son came into a drunken peasants fan group and did an AMA. She did provide some proof that she was who she said she was, leading me to suspect that she's telling the truth, at least in regards to who she says she is. This poster also included a TLDR that I think sums up all the important parts, so I'm going to read it to you exactly as it was written. The appropriate captions will be shown behind me, and if you'd like to read the full AMA, it is available on the Kiwi Farms. I read through the whole thing. It's an interesting read, but it's fucked up. She was with Brett's son for a while. She got pregnant, which was caused by Justin Keane's baby mama tampering with their condoms. She suffered a miscarriage, was treated like shit by Brett, and ultimately resulted in her breaking up with his son. Brett's son is turning into his father. Ugh. The Keane family lives in a rundown trailer. Brett is a slob who doesn't take care of himself, doesn't help out at home. Further indications that Brett doesn't work, has probably never had a job in his entire life. Brett is lying about his agoraphobia, possibly about his health problems as well. Brett isn't religious. Most of his attempts to raise money online were based on lies. Brett is a giant asshole, is abusive to everyone around him. Brett doesn't have any kind of social life. More indications that Brett has beaten Dawn and is continuing to do so. Dawn isn't really as bad as the peasants and their fanbase have made her out to be, but she's just severely abused by Brett and doesn't have the gall to stand up to him. Brett has abused his kids and has possibly done something severe to his son in the past. His daughter's infamous disability was caused by Brett abusing her. Her disability is actually more severe than initially believed to be. She will likely be dependent on her parents for her entire life. Brett continues to treat her like shit, to the point that the girl has thought about calling social services to intervene. That's fucked up. Oh, and Brett possibly jerked off to his son and his girl. Brett possibly jerked off to his son and this girl having sex, including while they were both teenagers. I don't think I need to make any further commentary on this. This is pretty fucked up. Brett's a pretty fucking bad person. As of writing this video, Brett has deleted his current channel, but I'm sure he'll come back. That channel was kind of great as well, because it was just Brett playing Fallout 4. So, you know, nothing amazing, just Brett the fat slob lying on his bed playing Fallout 4 and role-playing like he was important in some way. Sorry Brett, you're not. Brett is stuck at making YouTube content and has now been doing it for over 14 years. He's not had a job over that entire time and is still desperately trying to regain the small amount of popularity that he once had. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because he has made so many people hate him. In fact, the amount of hatred he has cultivated for himself is the reason he became a gourd believer. The atheist community hated him, and now the Christian community hates him. Will he ever become popular again? No, because he's a failure. He makes hateful and inaccurate statements in his videos and then blocks and flags anybody that disagrees with him or says anything negative about him. He loves to dish out criticism but just can't take it. I'm sorry to bum everyone out at the end. But thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and come join my Discord channel. And one final thing before we finish off. I've been listening to music while writing this. Specifically, I've been listening to the Black Sabbath album Heaven and Hell. And I've noticed something strange. Why do all the angels look like Jack White?